In MCQ number 2, we're going to take a look at a very common atomic structure question with regards to how particles are actually deflected through an electric field. So over here, we're looking at a few particles. We're looking at electrons as well as protons. So based on this, the angle of deflection is often likened to be proportional to the charge of the particle and inversely proportional to the mass of the particle. So based on this, I know that protons is going to have a relative charge of +1 and electrons is going to have a relative charge of -1. So just based off the charge of the particles, you know that they should be deflected towards the opposite charges. So definitely electrons should be deflected towards the positive plate, and on the other hand, protons should be deflected towards the negative plate. Now on the other hand, when comparing about the mass of electrons as well as protons, now protons has an arbitrary relative mass of 1 as compared to electrons that has a relative arbitrary mass of 1/1840, which is so much lighter as compared towards your protons. And understanding again that mass itself is inversely proportional towards the angle of deflection, I will then say that protons in this case here, there should be a less deflection. And on the case for electrons, there should be a greater, or there should be more deflection. Now, another question actually asks, you can then see that electrons will be deflected towards the positive side, and for the case of your protons, it will be deflected towards the negative side. But the angle of deflection, if I'm just going to draw a normal, you can see that it's going to be much more extreme for the case of your electron. Electrons has a greater angle of deflection as compared to the more gentle angle of deflection as that of your protons. So with this final part, I'll then say that electrons will be deflected much more than your protons, and in this case here, the correct answer for this question would then actually be C.